Hey, Vinny Melkus Outdoors here again. Let's talk about forward-facing sonar. Getting ready to update my boat. Like I've told you in the past, we're rebuilding my boat. It's been out of commission for a little while. We've been out fishing with it. We got new tires. We got a few new things. We got carpet pulled. We got new batteries. We're about ready to upgrade our units. Right now, I'm running pan optics, or not pan optics. I'm running the live scope, the first version, with and then our Lowrance unit at the bow, and then I got Lowrance trolling motor. So we've been really doing a little research on which forward-facing sonar unit to use, and also looking at the side imaging. So to me, I got it down to pretty much Lowrance and Garmin, and I'm leaning towards Lowrance at the moment, having played around with both units now that the tech's so good on either one. You don't have to like mishmash companies anymore. You can just get one. Anyway, let's talk about forward-facing sonar too. I know a lot of, getting into that now is kind of specious if you're, looking at saving money, because, certain tournament circuits are putting regulations on them. My former one, which I really love, MPFL, is they've outlawed it, or not outlawed it, just made it legal now to compete, which is fine. I'd like to go back to that circuit whenever I had the means, but other circuits are just limiting in other ways, and I hope that's the way it is. It's more regulated, more like golf does with golf clubs or any other sport, because I believe forward-facing sonar is a good thing. I love it. Now I do see some people that's all they do is stare at the graph, but me, I use it. I'm looking around. It's a great thing. It's a great tool. It's bringing new skills into the sport. It's bringing new life into the sport. In certain instances, I know there's an old guard, and I don't fault them, because I do see like a Randy Blockett, where he's afraid of the essence of the sport, the mystique of it getting torn away. And there is an aspect to that for sure, but that's happening one way or the other. But any disruptive technology tends to do this in a space. And we've seen that when it came to side imaging and certain lures that have come out. Granted, this is probably the most disruptive technology we've seen in sport in a while, but it's giving us all opportunities, or it has, and there still is opportunities to really hone in other skills that we had prior to this, and utilize it. So to me, it's more like, let's regulate it. Let's regulate all electronics a little bit in the tournament circuit. I'm against most regulation, but okay, let's standardize the sport a little bit. I want to call it regulation. It's called standardize the sport, where you can have like some leagues are doing it, so many inches, so many units, whatever, so many transducers, whatever it is, let's just do it. But let's not take away these innovative tools out of it, and being able to showcase different talents, different ways of catching fish, and experience that mystique. I'll say it, that mystique, using it, being able to see these fish interact with you. It's there's an aspect where you go to a lake and you don't know what's going on, and you're pulling up, and there is a rolling of the dice of sense. There's a buildup of just an essence about what is going on, feeling the life and understanding, not knowing for certain that there's something there. But then there's also the feeling of seeing a fish. I always love sight fishing, and this is kind of brings some of that feeling back to me. When I have that thing on the screen, I can see how it's reacting. I see us moving. I can see how many there are a little bit. Now, it's not all end all be all. And granted, I can see a lot of stuff, but there's sometimes I've noticed with that, and I've noticed on 2D, when we used to use 2D underneath the boat, and you're seeing these little lines following each other. Your line the lure, your line the fish, where that's not always the case, where you can discern where the fish is and where the structure is, because if they're real tight to rocks or wood, sometimes it is a little tough to differentiate them, even with forward-facing sonar. So to me, I only have this on a bright note. All you do is hear this bashing of forward-facing sonar now, or bashing of the people that hate it, which I don't want to do either. I respect everybody's opinion on the matter, but my opinion personally is, let's keep it, and let's innovate, and let's standardize it in the sport through rules, and just kind of embrace it. I love, my favorite thing is one of my favorite things is sight fishing, and this allows you to interact with the fish a little bit more. And there's, with any freedom or technology, there's a little bit of responsibility that comes with that. So that's on us to deal with. But anyway, so my boat, I'm probably gonna go with Lowrance. I can get a really good deal on some Lowrance units. So what in the world are they supposed to, hello, track me. Get some really good deal on some Lowrance units. So we're probably gonna do that and put those on there because it also integrates with my boat, my trolling motor, and then it also allows me to get a really good HD structure scan. So that's another thing I'm looking at what these brands do with structure scan as well, and kind of that compromise between the best forward facing and the best structure scan. So I think Lowrance is it at the moment. Garmin has probably the best forward facing sonar with a close second, active target 2. But then you have Humminbird, probably the best side imaging, but then a close second, Lowrance. So we're gonna meet right in the middle. That's probably where we're going, plus the price is right if I'm gonna get into it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there because I gotta go. I'm gonna grab some rods. I'm gonna go do some shore fishing real quick and then go hit the gym because you gotta stay fit, driving around and eating cheeseburgers and all that jazz on the road. Anyway, talk to you later. Peace.